And this is Michael Emery of TVOI, the Voice of Idaho, and he's speaking to a local rancher.
Hello folks, thanks for staying with us. We had a little difficulty with our upstream and our batteries, but we're having to pre-record this, and we're back here with Tom Davis. Hey, Tom.
Hello.
So what do you think about all this, Tom?
Well, I've been talking to a lot of Harney County people, a lot of anti-Bundys, a lot of pro-Bundys, and people from outside of the counties. Everybody keeps saying Bundys go home. They're not welcome here. We are Harney County. We welcome everybody into our county. I don't care who you are. You come here with good intentions for the county, you are welcome here. We welcome hundreds and thousands of hunters every year that comes into this county armed. And how do we know they are armed for our good? They're here to hunt. They're here to take our big game. They're here to, some trespass, some don't, some respects us. But we accept everybody with open arms. But yet, we have an outfit, the Bundys, that's come here, and they are representing the United States of America and the Constitution of America. They're called occupiers, armed occupiers. As you can see, you would call me an armed occupier. I have guns in my house. Anywhere you go, I will have a gun. So then you would be calling me an armed occupier. You would be calling all the hunters armed occupiers, because they come here, they set up camps for weeks, sometimes months at a time. They hunt our big game. Some trespass, some don't, some are nice, some aren't. But we accept everybody. We accept birders that come here with their cameras that blocks our roads, that jump out in front of us, slam on their brakes in front of us, and make a dangerous situation. I've had people run right in front of me as I'm driving down the road and have to slam on my brakes from keep hitting these people because they see a bird. But they do come to our country and we do welcome them. You know, we are the people of the United States, and we accept all people, but we are ranchers. That's our livelihood. As your livelihood is working in an office in Portland, an office in Seattle, or wherever you might be, that is your occupation. You recreate, and you use our ground as recreation. Our livelihood is that put at stress because you're out driving amongst our cows. A lot of you guys hit our cows. This is open range country. But I have more of a serious issue. Dave, you're a friend of mine. You're the sheriff of Harney County. I've admired you. I've respected you. But in this situation, I don't respect whoever is putting a Facebook webpage for Harney County. All you're doing is politics, political spin, negative stuff. You put negative stuff about Bundys. I read the reviews from people, comments about slaughter, about killing. I do not want Harney County to have blood on our hands because you people are thinking of Hollywood and you want to see blood in your cities and you want your ratings on your TV, on your news media to be high, so you want everybody to be killed. Sorry, I don't want that. I want a peaceful resolution. I want the Bundys to be able to go home to their family. They haven't broken no laws. You might want to say, well, they trespassed on the refuge. They took over the refuge building. Sorry, it is public land. The government does not own it. Government gets its money from the people. The people own the land. Anybody can go to the refuge. And anybody can go down there right now with the Bundys there. And the Bundys will talk to you and respect you. And they will listen to your points of view. There's protesters down there. I was down there and there was a protester, and all she could do was yell, our land, our land, our land. And that was, okay, it's our land, let's work together. And then she says, we hate cows. We hate cows, but yet she's wearing leather, she's wearing rubber, she's wearing lipstick, she's wearing a wool scarf from sheep, she's wearing nylon, everything that has a byproduct of cattle. Cattle is essential to a lot of your medicals, and a lot of your pharmaceuticals, a lot of your clothing, and a lot of your makeups. So women, men, let's stop this. Let's talk about a solution. Let's find a common ground. Let's become one. We are the United States. We are the people. We are not divided by Republicans, Democrats. We are together. We have different views. We have different points. But let's talk. Let's find common ground and become one person. Let's become friends. And let's welcome people. I don't go to your cities and trespass on your lawns and trespass in your buildings. I've got to abide by your laws. I've got to abide by what you believe in. We ask that you do the same here. And you ranchers of Harney County, you cattlemen, you horse people, you sheep herders, everybody. We've got to stop this. We have a government that is stealing our resources. We have Waters of the U.S., which is taking our water. We have environmental groups like ONDA, Sierra Club, that make money by creating a conflict. They would not make money by donations. I don't know why they are a non-profit organization when they are making millions from donations. CEOs living in extravagant houses telling us it's what you do that we worry about, and they're above the law. That is the way the government is. The government is above the law. Let's take the artifacts on the refuge. Artifacts are not to be picked up or disturbed or moved from the location they are. But they picked them up and moved them. Where did they move them? They use them as lawn ornaments. They put them down in a dank old basement. And they sit there. They're rat shit and everything. Why were they moved? Why was not they moved to the people, given back to the people, the Paiutes of this area, so they can make a museum and show the people their history, how wonderful, how great their history was. But no, they're in a dank basement. So stop saying the Bundys are destroying artifacts when they're not destroying artifacts. Any artifact that was in that area has been disturbed already by the refuge or by the people that visit the refuge. You walk on the land. You go out on your nature walks. You go sightseeing, you see your birds. You disturb artifacts. It might be a chip, it might be an arrowhead, it might be something. Some of you pick them up and take them home. So don't criticize the Bundys and say they're doing something which is a falsehood lie. I don't support the Bundys. I support Harney County. But through the Bundys, we have now finally brought this issue to the forefront. Issue of a government overreach. And a lot of you are armchair quarterbacks sitting at home telling people, oh, nope, not do that, not do that. Then do something. If you want the Bundys to go home and you want to end this, then show us your plan. Show us how we can stop the government from stealing not only our land, but your land and his land. Anybody. We're not fighting a fight amongst us. The government loves us to be divided. If divided we fall, united we stand. And this is the United States of America, not the divided States of America. So please, let's stop this BS. And Dave Ward, let's do a redress of the grievances. We've done the legal stuff that you guys call for, but it hasn't worked. You have failed us, Dave Ward. You have failed to stand for the Constitution of the United States that you took twice when you was in the military. You swore an oath to uphold it from enemies, from the foreign enemy to a domestic enemy. And you have stood by the Constitution, not by the President of the United States of America, not by the Congress, not by Senate, not by a governor over here in Salem that's calling everybody criminals, but you stood for the Constitution of we the people. Those words, right there, we the people. Stand by and protect the United States and the people within the United States. No matter if it's a lowly farm boy out there that is having problems from an overreaching government, you should be on that farm boy side, not the government. You're not a paid employee from the government. You're our paid employee. You stand for us. The second one you took was when you became a sheriff, to uphold the Constitution and to stand for the people of Harney County. Your Facebook shows you stand for the people of hatred, that calls for slaughter, that calls for murder. Do you want the blood of the Bundys on your hand because you failed to stand with the people and to bring grievance against a government that has overreached and overtaken us and overpowered us? They close our roads. They shut down our lands. You environmentalists and people that sit here want our land. It's our land, but we will lose control of it if we give the government power. A government is to be submissive to the people and the will of the people, not the people to be submissive of the government. My children will never be in chains by any dictatorial government. They will live free men, free with the Constitution in their pocket, the Constitution burned in their brain, and they will live to the Constitution to be the best and the most honorable people of this nation. So do you stand with me, Jerry Miller? Do you big ranchers that control a lot of BLM land? Do you stand with us and fight this fight? Or are we going to sit back like old women and wring our hands and say, what do we do? What do we do? When an opportunity is given to us. An opportunity presented. If you believe in a dignity of higher power, by the dignity of higher power for us to act on our own. We can't sit here and call God to fight our battles because God will turn away from us. We must fight our battles ourselves and be united in that cause. So please, Harney County, let's come together. Let's become one. Let's join together to remove illegal activities from our county offices, from the government, from our state government to our federal government. We are controlled by people in Portland, people in LA, San Francisco, people in Washington, D.C. that all they worry about is putting money in their pocket. Look at Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton made $110 million donation from a uranium company that is controlled by Russia. Her husband received a $750,000 speaking fee for rattling on for 45 minutes. Do you think they care about the people? Or do you think they might care more about the financial ends and the money they can make and put in their bank? These are the people we must protect ourselves from. These are the people we stand together with. Harney County ranchers, I ask you to join together and protect the Bundys, but also to protect you. If the government wins this argument, the government will be emboldened. The environmentalists will be emboldened. They are talking about 2 possible more national monuments in Harney County. One, Palomino Butte. They're talking about creating a national monument or some bloody thing the government land grab will create. Another is north of Barron's, 150,000 acres. It's in the talk right now. When it will become an action, I don't know. Our neighbors, Malheur County, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors in Prineville, Crook County, our neighbors, our family, our friends, are fighting this battle now. The government is controlling the land. They call it a national monument or whatever they want. They want our minerals. They want our resources. They want everything. And I guarantee you, Liza Dunn sisters found out by Twin Falls, they want to buy the mineral to sell to another country or another big corporation. Yeah, it'll provide jobs, but why didn't that money go to the owners of the land, not to the government? Look at Harry Reid dealing with the Bundys. There's speculation that it was a land grab. Harry Reid was selling minerals and sun power, solar energy, to a Chinese corporation. And he went after the Bundys because their land was adjacent to the public land that Harry Reid was selling. Harry Reid profited millions off of it. How much did the U.S. government, our people, make off of it? Nothing. Did we see any money? No. So, Harry Reid's making a profit, caused a problem with the Bundys. The press and the spin artists in Washington, D.C. has come out with millions of dollars in AUMs owed. How in the hell do you get $1 million AUM? Why did not the government take care of it at $500, $600, $1,000, $1,500? Why did they wait for $1 million? Is this a fictitious number? Was this to create the people of the cities saying, they're stealing our land, they're stealing money, they owe us money, that's why they're doing it? No. They created it to build hatred for the Bundys, to make the government look like the victim. Sorry, the government's not the victim. The victims was the Bundys. And the Bundys came to Harney County. They came to Harney County to help the Hammonds, which was derailed by the government. The government railroaded them, people. There's witnesses that was never allowed to testify at the court affairs because they were against the government. What the government was saying. We had witnesses that said they lied. They blatantly lied. Well, they burnt some land. Well, right up the road here on Highway 20, two BLM guys was out in their pickup playing around, racing their pickup around out on the back roads in a high, dry, dense area. A lot of weeds created by mismanagement of the BLM. Well, lo and behold, they got stuck. Catalytic converter started a fire. The fire burned down the road and that down onto Highway 20 and jumped across Highway 20 and was burning down towards the pit. I never seen those people called terrorists, those guys that was out there playing around with their BLM rig. I never seen charges pushed against them. They burnt several thousand acres. Nothing was done about it. I was up here in 2007 working cows for Silver Creek on the Eckley fire complex. I was caught between a backburn that my cows was put into a safe zone from the fire, and the BLM and Forest Service set a backburn on us. We were caught in the middle of it. We just barely got out. We lost one cow and that, but we got out of there. My shirt was burned. I smelled the smoke. My horse had burn marks on him, but we got the cows out. Had several cows scorched and burned. Several cows that never made it. But did I see those people that burnt the timber onto us thrown in jail? They could have killed me. They could have killed my cows. But you guys didn't care. Because that was the government. That's the government doing their thing. They don't persecute themselves when they violate the laws. We have a president violating laws. Left and right. Violating the Constitution that he swore to when he put his hand on the Bible. Or the Quran. Or whatever he placed his hand upon. He swore to uphold the Constitution. A man is only as good as his word, people. If you are not, if you want to persecute somebody, and that because they stand for their word, that they will bring this country back to the Constitution that it was built upon, that our founding fathers shed their blood upon, then they are doing the right thing, people. They are standing for the United States. And in the United States, we believe in one God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are not a Muslim country. We are not a Christian country. We were built upon Christian foundations, but we open our arms and accept all people. The ACLU that sues religion in school. You can't pray. You can't do this. Where are they on the Muslim thing? The Muslims commit prayer. They take kids to the churches, whatever they call them, and that to teach them about the Muslim faith. Where's the ACLU? These are our issues, people. We have a battle in this country. And it all breaks down to the government. The government is behind the corruption. The politicians with their deep pockets. And man, I wish I had a job I could go into it and with $1 million and come out with 25, 30, 40 million dollars in 5 to 6 to 8 years. God, and a retirement that is unbelievable. I served 6 years in the United States Air Force, 1 year in the Oregon Guard. Do I have a pension? Do I have a perfect healthcare system that will take care of me, the golden Cadillac of all? No. I gotta work my ass off and that to take care of my healthcare and take care of my sons. And that we've got to start thinking about the people, the lowliest of us, the older people, the seniors, the people that have worked hard and sweated for us. We got to care for our elders as the tribes did back in the old days. We got to respect our elders. We got to respect our men and women that died for this country in the wars of this country. Be it you agreed with the war or you didn't agree with the war. We were there. We spent treasure there. We never received compensation from the countries we defended, but our men and women proudly wore the uniform and raised their hand and swore an allegiance to the Constitution to defend the people of the United States, and we become the peacemakers of the world. Our blood is spilt throughout the United States and throughout the world to protect the innocent, to help the people gain their power, and it's all by one document, the living document, the document that is undeclared the greatest thing the world has ever seen. If we can't stand by that document, if we can't stand for our soldiers that have fallen, our fathers and our brothers and our sisters, then we are of no good. We might as well cowbow, throw on our chains, and become slaves to the United States government, to greedy men, greedy women that pad their pocket off of our sweat. All they do is sit in that Congress and argue like school kids. They take their vacations, they're gone away when their crisis is going on in America, when our men and our women are dying. We have cities with the greatest frickin' problem of poverty that happens to be created by the U.S. government. We hold people down. We hold our black brothers and sisters down and say they are incapable of doing anything, so we must give them money. Instead of letting them build their pride and being strong, contributing citizens to the United States. And this is all by one document, the United States. So again, Dave, I say, stand by that document. Protect that document. Protect the Harney County people, not the government. And call off the occupation of Burns by the FBI and the state cops and neighboring sheriffs that go home to their country, their counties, and protect their people. And you protect Harney County. We have an army sitting down here at the airport ready to kill people. They are paid assassins by the United States to kill people. They infiltrate people's homes and they kill people. Are we, Harney County people, to let this happen for blood on our soil because we were cowards? I won't let it happen. I will fight, I will speak, I will say the truth. And I don't care if you disagree with me. Tell me how we can change it and what plans we can do to bring the Bundys home. Dwight and Steve, Susie, God help you and I love you. You're a great woman. Let's bring them home. Let's bring them home to their wife and kids. Let's do it as a county. We shouldn't have to have people from outside come in to represent us. We should have done it ourselves, but we didn't. We sat back and watched, so we didn't want to get involved. We don't want to lose our grazing permits. We don't want to lose this. The consequence of repercussion from the government might be too bad. Well, I'm ready to lose my life. If I speak out and the government don't like it and they come at me and harass me and want to kill me, I don't care. I don't care. At least my sons and my grandsons and my grandchildren, daughters, will know that Grandpa died for them to have their freedom. For them to walk high with their heads held high and say, I am a member of the greatest nation in this world, the United States of America, and I pledge that allegiance to the flag of this great country and to that Constitution, to that little piece of paper written by the greatest men the world has ever known. That didn't write it so you needed a lawyer to understand it. They wrote it for the common man. They wrote it for us, the simple people of this earth, the ones that break bread and break the soil and love our God and love our children and grow with the respect that this country has given us. So please, let's stand together. Let's stop this bickering. Let's stop all this fighting. My brothers and sisters in the BLM, I love you. It is not you and Burns that have created the problem. It's the bureaucrats in distant places like Portland and Washington, D.C. I am sorry you're losing your jobs and that, and you're not working right now. But we've got to come together. We've got to tell our administrators of our offices that you can come to work. Nobody's going to hurt you. This being fear is just spread terror to the people. So come, let's go. Let's build. Let's join. Let's fight. Let's win this battle. And let's show the world how great Harney County is. So they will be proud to come here. They will be proud to say, you are my friend. Do you stand or do you sit? This is your ball game. You decide.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tom. You know, there's one thing I'd like to say on the last note. There is a process right now that was already started, and none of this would have happened if the sheriff would have done his job and listened to the people of Harney County with the redress of grievance.
Yes.
That's what happened. You can mix the bone everywhere you want to. You could say it's the Bundys, but maybe the Bundys did the greatest thing they possibly could for the people of Harney County by making this a glaring issue, because the court system committed crimes, and that was exposed in that redress of grievance. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. And why is it that the sheriff is not? This is what I see as a reporter. I see that there's a glaring hole in your justice system right now that has a redress of grievance. And why didn't they not look at it? Why did the sheriff not address that for the people of Harney County?
I think the sheriff is being controlled by other powers that is dealing coming up to election times, and there's work in play that's keeping him from addressing. Dave's a good man.
I think he is.
And I think the decisions being made is outside of his power, and due to his bosses, he can't address them. Mm-hmm. And I think his bosses, be it Steve Grasky or be a little further up the food chain, is holding him back.
Well, his bosses are the people of Harney County, and apparently exactly he's just out of it. He's just uneducated about the power of the sheriff. The sheriff represents the people in that county, right? Yeah. And so far, what I'm hearing from you and so many other people that they want to have this day in court, to have this addressed. And unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of people may go to jail because of criminal actions within this county, within the court system. Maybe that's why they're not letting.
There's something there. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I mean, we've looked at all kinds of things, like evidence tampering, like you've mentioned. You've mentioned a few other things. Those are actually part of the redress of grievance that I've read, and even the most simplest person can see that there's been crimes committed within that court process. So maybe we have to step back and look at it for what it is.
Yeah. There's something there. I have no idea what it is. It's above my knowledge. But there's something there, because this ain't the Dave Ward I know. This is not the Dave Ward I know. Dave, stand up with the people and stand up with that Constitution. Stand up on your word of swearing oath to that Constitution. Be the man that we know you are. Now, stand up against those corrupt powers that try to influence you. And let's knock off that Facebook sheriff site that is a political spin to create hatred outside of Harney County. This is not helping Harney County. It is creating a bitterness for Harney County that we will see down the road, and we will pay for this bitterness. Our own businesses have been threatened by the outside world. They have been threatened with everything from business shutting them down to even threats of murder. All because we did not stand as a county together. We have let outside influence us. So let's come together as a county and be one with the people of the county.
And I think that, Dave Ward, you would be the greatest hero this county has ever seen if you just stop, take a breath, look at what the people of Harney County have produced and work with them and actually be the leaders that I hear that everybody knows you are. That's what I see. I mean, as a reporter, that's what I'm observing.
That's it. He is a good man. He is a damn good man. Yeah. And I'm proud that we've shook hands and we've had several discussions, but this is an issue where we break apart.
Tom?
Where I break apart from a lot of people in Harney County because I stand for freedom and I stand on the Constitution. And it's sad that it took the Bundys to bring us to the point of standing for the Constitution. The county never would have done this. We'd never stood for it. We sat back and we let this happen to ourselves. I sat there and I never want to get political. I want to just stay in my own realm and stay in my own world. But I can't stand by no more. So I speak to you. I speak to you as a humble man. As a man that has seen the bottom and seen the top. I've been in the dirt. I've had financial bankruptcies and that. And I've been humbled by those experiences. And I've raised my son to be a humble man. Most of you guys know my son. And that. But we've been harassed by state cops. We've been harassed by police. Pulled over alongside the road. My son got a phone call. We pulled over alongside the road. We had 2 state cops come and see what we were doing. Because he did not want to drive while he was talking on the phone. So, right there, state cops just told him, keep driving or we'll pull you over and see what you're up to. They should have just, well, they're okay and just drove on. But nope, they was out to check us out. They're afraid of her terrorist and that. And I don't know who the terrorist is. The only terrorist I see isn't down here with the M16 automatic machine guns, 243 automatic machine guns, that's capable of putting out 5 rounds a second, that can kill, that has killed throughout the world. Why are they here? Why is the Army here in Harney County? Why weren't they down in Ferguson and Baltimore? Why weren't they in Portland with the Occupy Wall Street crowd that destroyed a city park that cost $2 million to clean up after the pigs left? They raped a woman there. Did we hear the governor call them criminals? Did we hear the governor say kill them? No. Yeah, some of you might disagree. Well, the governor never said kill them. She said get the situation over swiftly. With the tone that she put in place was she didn't give a damn how they did it, just get it over with. Because this is an embarrassment to her. Sorry, Governor, you are an embarrassment to us. You do not represent Eastern Oregon. All you care about is Portland. That's why you never called Occupy Wall Street criminals. You never called them terrorists or nothing because you're worried about them. Because they're liberal people. You party line 100% right down the Democratic Party. You do not see anything but Democratic politics. You don't work with the people on the other side. Stop, walk across and shake the hands with the Republicans and join with the Republicans. Maybe you might not see eye to eye sometime, but maybe you can find a common ground that will benefit the state of Oregon. It's okay. That's all I got to say.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
And God be with you.
Many well-spoken words by that rancher. I will add a little to the end of it, though, as I sometimes do. He mentioned Occupy Wall Street, and they were attacked not by such conventional means as what it appears is being set up for now with this. I could only really comment that he talked about unity, and then he turned and pulled that group apart and separated them. So we have to be very careful. I think what he said was wonderful. I think it was very well spoken, but we have to make sure that not only that we go by this Constitution, but that also we go by the Bible. And I'm not going to Bible beat anybody here, but that's what the Bible would talk about as a double speaking or double talk, or so we have to be careful of that. I think also if the right side would have sat down with those Occupy Wall Street people, they would have found a lot of similarities, just as much as what is going on with this and what has went on with the Tea Party. They tried to spin it off as a crazy right-wing racist. These are typical things, and we have to make sure that we don't let mainstream media trick us into these things. Now, if he had been watching the live streams as we are watching the live streams now, if he'd have been watching them during Occupy Wall Street, he would have known these things. So we have to remember, this goes for everybody. Everybody. We lose the fight the moment that we shut our minds off because we're too proud or we're too filled with ego to understand that sometimes there's another side, and most importantly, that other side is okay. So we have to remember that. If we want true unity, we have to mean it. Not just say it, we have to mean it. And sometimes that means just kind of relaxing a little bit. And you don't have to agree with other people. I don't believe in all this, oh, you have to be tolerant as long as you agree with me. I don't go with all that stuff. I've talked about many subjects with many people that have disagreed with me. And, almost every time I learn something. Now, I'm not saying I change my mind or my position, but I will say every time I learn something. But that was a very, very good interview. Again, I just wanted to add that. I'm not saying that, I totally disagree with this guy. This guy was 99.9% dead on the whole way through. From where I sit. Maybe not where you sit. So anyway, this is Mike, the Watchman News. And glad that TVOI, Michael Emery with TVOI, could bring us that wonderful interview.